Crypto
So
Cody, happy Saturday morning.
happy Saturday morning to you. And you saw those beautiful solar flares, as you would call them, last night?
Yes, Northern Lights. They were pretty cool. They saw them down in Florida.
Dude, it was beautiful.
Oh
Wait,
my goodness.
Florida.
Yeah, in Florida.
Wow. Happy Saturday morning to you.
All over
And you saw
the
those beautiful
whoops.
solar.
All over the country. It's a
Dude,
rare
look
phenomenon. I
look
actually
at
got a
this.
notice about I mean, this stuff can affect communications. I know.
That's a picture I took.
I saw some of your pictures you posted. That's pretty wild. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I'm not a picture taker myself. So
Yeah, it was beautiful. It's like, yeah, it's what a treat, huh? We've
I
had
know.
quite a few cosmology treats these past few months, and we had the solar eclipse. We had the what else do we have? I think
Uh
we had something else too, but then we yeah, and then the Northern Lights. It's just super cool. Really awesome.
yes, it was. And I had this great article I was going to share, and I lost it.
Did
I
you
got to do.
lose the article?
I did. I'll find it.
Well, let's start off here. If anybody
I
is
got it. This is
watching, if you guys could just like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell because we love cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about what's
food,
happening in the market
and there
and
could be
but
some other unrelated stuff we talk about.
and there could be some other unrelated stuff we talk about. But we are not financial advisors, so please do not take our word for it. Do your own study. Take full responsibility for your financial um
This is not financial
struggles that you
advice,
have in crypto.
but I did stay in a
So,
Holiday Inn last night.
yes, that's nice.
I don't know if
Yes.
anybody ever remember those commercials.
So, let's just kick off this day with a really fun conversation.
All right. Well,
Because you and I are both New Englanders, you know.
yes,
Um, did you recently watch the Tom Brady roast?
I did. I did watch it.
Okay. So, one of the things that I noticed, um,
They kept busting on Tom and crypto, his
yes,
loss
they
with
did.
FTX, but then they
Yes.
kept busting on Gronk.
Oh yeah, they were busting on Gronk.
Oh my
Like,
God,
yeah,
they
that
made him
was
out to be like a simpleton,
it's like
uneducated,
what
stupid
was that
guy.
thing that Nikki said? She's like, Tom, why? She's like, you lost $30 million in crypto. Even Gronk said, I know this is not money.
Duh, duh,
Or
duh.
something like that.
I know that was it was they had some good ones.
But I thought this was really interesting because like it sounds so negative for crypto, but honestly, I think it was super positive. We're
Uh
talking about some of the
yeah,
top, like some of the top like superstar, you know, football celebrities are
the
talking
GOAT.
about, yeah, talking about how much money they had invested in cryptocurrency. You know, first of all, regardless of how much money Tom Brady lost, that money was restored to him. You know, that money is, or at least a good amount of it's going to be restored to him. And
Oh, so there's another article I have on that too. I actually there's a lot of stuff in the news this morning.
yeah, but I think it's something really interesting. Like, I just thought it was really interesting because that was probably the most successful roast in our roast history, celebrity roast history, other
But
than
yeah,
maybe Don
they
Rickles.
one thing was off the table though. They were not allowed to make fun of Robert Kraft and the massage parlor thing that happened. You
Yeah,
notice there was no roast about that.
yeah, yeah,
You know, and to me, I mean, he definitely aging, but he looked good, and you could feel some tension between him and Belichick when what's his name got them both up there on the podium to do a toast, to have a drink. I would
yeah,
love to know the ins and outs of that relationship, Belichick and Robert Kraft.
yeah. That would be interesting.
But
That was actually holy crap, dude. I cannot believe that Kevin Hart got those two guys to take a shot together.
I know.
That was hilarious. I mean, and then he did. I will say, Robert Kraft, he did.
Was it Kill Tony?
Oh, he was amazing.
He
He
was
was
the
the
best.
absolute
He was
best.
my favorite. Oh my God, he was freaking spot on with
He was
everything.
hands down the absolute best bit that was on that entire thing. I mean,
Oh my
it's
God.
debatable for a lot of people, but he was the best, I think.
He had something for everybody.
Yeah, he really did. He knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
But
So, yeah, yeah, that
fascinating.
roast, man, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was.
So, but
So,
I'm very anxious to share my screen, Cody, as you can tell.
well, you should be able to.
All right, I'm sharing my screen. I found a couple articles, and the first one is this one from Politico, and it says crypto is Trump's new weapon against Biden. Trump is now all for cryptocurrency. He's going after the crypto traders' vote.
Yeah, I knew that he
Big
would.
deal.
I knew he would.
You know, it's the first time crypto has become an issue in the general election of a presidential race. So
Do you
Donald
know
Trump is
why?
making why?
Do you
Because
want to know
Biden's
why he's for it?
but why? Well, because he can win votes. That's why.
It's because Vivek Ramaswamy has talked some sense into him on it.
Maybe. But
And
no, I think part of it could be that. Part of it maybe he's learned more about it. But I think a big thing is getting votes. Donald Trump is making presidential history all over again. He's poised to be the first major party nominee to court cryptocurrency traders. It's leaving some Democrats feeling uneasy. Trump told crypto backers at Mar-a-Lago on Wednesday that they better vote for him because of the way Biden administration has unleashed a regulatory crackdown on the industry. They are against it, he said in an event promoting his own non-fungible token or NFT. So this could be big, an actual former president who's running again for president is backing cryptocurrency. So, just that alone, he'll probably get most of the crypto vote. But on the other flip side of it, I'm going to go to this article here. Mark Cuban advocates for CFTC, which is the futures market, to regulate all crypto ahead of the U.S. election. He wants this done because he said it'll probably help President Biden. So to me, it's not so many words. Mark Cuban, he's a crypto advocate. We all know that. But he wants Biden to stay in office. Why? I don't
yeah,
know.
which
But
is
everybody has their own views and
yeah.
opinions. That's what makes this country so great.
It's
But
just so
so,
funny that yeah, it's just weird.
but that's Mark Cuban. But the big one I saw was that political one where Trump is backing crypto. Whereas before he didn't want anything to do with crypto. So, and then the last article I'm going to share really quick, and then we can go back to some other stuff, is this one FTX. Well, I hate these pop-ups. Found the money. FTX bankruptcy, M&A lending, leveraged inverse ETFs and buying a spot on a sports team. What's this all about? They're saying, oh, okay, I should have looked at this more. I saw, but supposedly they found the money where they actually have more money than they need to cover the losses. That was just from a headline I saw, but that article was kind of yucky. And then another thing, I guess I'm just going off on a
Yeah,
tangent
do it,
here.
man. Yeah.
Everybody is like, I mean, even me, I'm like,
It's like
when is
crypto
freaking
news
Bitcoin
roulette.
going to take off, right? When is it going to
Yeah,
take off? We've had the halving like what, 3 weeks ago now almost?
right.
And we're still down like at 60,000, 64,000.
Yeah.
So, some people are, is this the end of the bull market? Are we going back into a bear market? Is it possible? Well, I really think if we are going into a bear market or if crypto's, this is the beginning of the end of crypto, we wouldn't have JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, latest major banks to disclose Bitcoin exposure via ETFs. They wouldn't have been involved in them. Crypto was tanking. So that's to me, it's a big news there. These major banks are buying BlackRock and Fidelity ETFs. So
Yeah.
that was pretty reassuring. So anyway, and then what else did I have? Oh, what's this one? Bitcoin price bloodbath. Is your crypto portfolio doomed? What's next? And this is where they're just talking about. I read through this. On May 10th, it dropped from 62,800 to 60,800, pretty much a $2,000 drop in 1 hour. But what they were saying in here before, that this has happened before, where we're almost like in a consolidation period, and they're saying it could be a 1 to 6 month consolidation period. down around these prices. So
I think 6 months makes a lot of, well,
I think 6 months is a little
probably even,
long. I
yeah,
think
that's
we
a little
might see
long. I
another.
really, only a month is fine. I really do think that's true.
I think we're going to see another month. You know, I think come middle of the summertime, we're going to start seeing it take off.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then Jack Dorsey. We all know who Jack Dorsey is, right?
Yep.
He says Bitcoin price will go beyond 1 million in 2030. That's only 6 years away.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
So
talk about a
that's pretty
growth.
much saying that Bitcoin is going to do a 15x over the next 6 years.
Yeah,
That's not a bad return on investment, right?
seriously.
So I saw that. So that's all this pretty much a lot of positive news. What's this karate combat? What is this thing I have pulled up? Oh, they're just going through. Hold on. I pulled up this for a reason. Let's see why I pulled this up. I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to go ahead and go down this rabbit hole right
So
now.
just kind of going backwards on these, just going back to some of these articles you were talking about. Obviously, Tom Brady, just because of his FTX loss does not mean that he's out of crypto. I actually think that he's still involved in crypto for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because he understands the value of it. If that's really, I don't know if she
I
was
mean,
just
if I had that
exaggerating.
much money, why wouldn't I have, 10 or 20 Bitcoin on hold?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
Really, if you
If
had
Nikki
20
was
bit,
exaggerating, but she literally was talking about how he had lost $30 million. If he has $30 million in cryptocurrency and he was still invested back when the FTX lost was down, he is if he really has that in there, then this man is up to almost 100 million in crypto.
yeah, who knows what he has for crypto?
Think
But
about
with the
that.
amount of money he has, it'd be, even, you know what? I want to own 100 Bitcoin. Here's $6 million at today's price.
Yeah, but he would have 3x'd his actual earnings. Or like he would have like I don't know. It's weird to think that if what he's saying is true, or if what she was saying is true, or if that was just an exaggeration. It might have been an exaggeration. Who knows?
Yeah,
Why would she say 30 million? It's a random number.
I
Does he
think
really
that's
have
what
that? Like, I
he,
want to
I
look
think
that up
that
and
was
see.
what, I think that was put out there what he was losing or had invested in it.
Right.
So who knows? But I'm glad to see that, the people that initially lost all their money and holdings and whatnot on FTX, it sounds like there's more than enough to go ahead and pay everybody back. So, but it sucks because your money and your coins or whatever has been tied up since 2022. For the last 2 years, you haven't had access to your stuff. So anyway,
Oh my gosh, dude. Listen to this.
you got to say something.
FTX paid Tom Brady $55 million for 20 hours of work over 3 years.
He didn't complete all that work, I don't think.
$55 million.
He was just throwing money.
See,
SBF was just throwing money at these celebrities.
yeah. It's just so funny to me because I'm like, okay, so it has absolutely nothing to do with necessarily how much money they're making in crypto. If you're being paid that much money to advertise the exchange,
Right.
that's more so what's going on here. That's a lot of freaking money. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It
Crazy.
is. It is. But
Yeah.
you know what? Kudos to Tom Brady. I give him all the credit. My gut tells me he took a year off. You know how he signed that $375 million broadcasting thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he took a year off. I bet you he took a year off to work on himself, on his speaking, on his performance of being on TV and being a football commentator.
Or
I mean,
whatever he's
he
going to
was
be.
so
Yeah.
polished and smooth
He was.
the whole time during his roast.
He really was.
You know
Yeah.
what? And
He,
that just doesn't happen. That can't just happen. He must have spent a lot of time and effort to perfect his craft.
oh, yeah.
So
I mean, that's how
he's
he's always been on the field, off the field.
always. Yep.
I mean, the
So
guy looks like he looks like he's in his freaking 30s right now.
right, he doesn't look like he's in his mid 40s. He's what, 46, 47 now?
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah. And then, dude, so yeah, so that's Brady. Then you got Donald Trump. I knew it was going to happen. I called this like months and months ago that he was going to he was going to turn over to crypto. I totally called that.
Yep. And then I
Totally
showed
called
you
it. because it just makes sense. And he knows it makes sense, but it needs to be the right time for him to talk about it. And back when he was crapping on it, that was not the right time. That was the time to talk about the US dollar. Now it's time to talk about everything else. And
So he
crypto
hasn't
is
even
it.
announced who his vice president presidential candidate's going to be.
Yeah. But I do think that Vivek Ramaswamy like played a
I
large
just
part.
hope it's someone that's,
So
legitimate, not
there's
a Kamala Harris.
a guy that I follow on YouTube who thinks that it's actually going to be um Marco Rubio.
Really?
Yeah, which I actually think is a pretty awesome.
He's
That's a
a
pretty
Florida
He's Florida
person, right?
senator,
Yeah.
but he's also like so you got
They didn't butt heads, did they? Him and
this
Trump?
guy speaks fluent Spanish. One of the largest problems that America's dealing with is the border, obviously, the southern border.
It's just close it. I mean, not just keep enforce the laws, and keep people out that are trying to come in illegally.
Right. He also seems to have a lot of intel on a lot of things that people have been really interested in, even UFOs, the UFO project. He seems to know a
Really?
lot about that. Like he was briefed on that stuff behind closed doors. So I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things. I think he would be a good choice, honestly,
Yep.
just for the sake of the southern border. But I think he would
Well,
definitely kill
so I
Kamala
could
Harris
see Trump
in a debate.
putting him as his vice presidential candidate, hoping that'll just help him secure Florida. Florida's a big, delicate state,
Yeah. Oh, he's got Florida. I mean, even Ron DeSantis is all about him. So
and they were
it's
butting heads because he was originally a
well,
candidate.
it's so funny how all of these Republican candidates are like, pissing on each other for months. And then all of a sudden when the world finally decides in the primaries who's gonna do it, who's gonna be the lead running person,
Yeah.
they're all like for him all of a sudden. It's just like they're all like, yes, yes, Trump, yes. It's just so funny. It's hilarious to me. It's just like a switch where
Are
they
these
just
two actually going out and doing campaign stops?
yeah,
Biden and Trump? I never
no,
really hear much about that. All I hear about is Trump's in court
yeah.
and Biden's just trying to stay awake.
Um,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's I mean, I think that Biden's had some pretty nasty attempts of interviews and stuff. Like he did one with CNN. And they asked him, I was surprised. CNN actually asked him some hard questions that he was annoyed with. Like why is everybody feel like a Trump economy is a better one than in a Biden economy? Like that was a CNN question, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure Biden already knew that question was coming.
Well, I'm sure, but it's just an annoying question. Like for an organization that you would imagine would be kind of they kind of lean more towards Democrats than they do
Yeah,
Republicans, obviously. But it sounds to me like they're just like, what the frig is going on? Even this stupid Stormy Daniels Trump trial right now, CNN is asking questions like, what exactly is going on? It's just it's stupid. The news has been
one of
really
my friends
stupid
was
lately.
listening to it. I guess you could get the play-by-play of her testimony. And like she walked into his room for dinner or whatever.
Yeah,
He came out and he was in his boxers and t-shirt. So what do I do?
it's
And
just
going through it, and then they were doing missionary style. I mean, it's like, you
I
gotta be
didn't even
kidding
really
me.
want to be there, she says. It's like, well, then
You
why
went
were
up
you
to his
there?
room with them. Of course you knew it was gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
exactly.
Whoops. I dropped an F-bomb. I think that's the first time I've ever done that.
Well, that's fine. And we have it on not made for kids.
And
But
this is not
anyways,
financial advice. But
so and then you have Mark Cuban. You brought up him. I'm really surprised that that man is for Biden.
well, I don't know if he was. I was just trying. He never came out in that article and said he was for Biden, but he said if Biden didn't do this, or if the CFCT did not take over regulation of cryptocurrency,
Yeah.
that it's not going to help Biden. could lose the election because of that, in a sense. That's what
Yeah,
he was stating. So it came off to me as he was more pro Biden than pro Trump, but I could be way off. Who knows? But that's just how I took the article.
yeah, it's
But
interesting.
there's a lot of stuff, in the news right now about crypto. But
Well, let's talk about this because I find this to be really interesting. We have um the number three coin right now on the market cap is Tether.
really,
Tether is number three on the coin market cap right now, which tells me that there's a lot of money that has recently been invested in this. And
or it could tell me that there was a lot of crypto that got sold into Tether,
right, that's what I'm
right?
saying. Yeah.
I think
I don't think
a
people are
lot of people
buying
were
it
taking
necessarily
profits.
cash. They're just scared of what's happening right now because crypto is on, well, actually, what is, I mean, we're in the 50s or the 60s as far as the fear and
Fair
greed
index,
index. Yeah.
probably. Go back to your main screen.
My main screen.
Yeah, just get off the Tether and just go back to where it lists the top 100. There you
Yeah, it's
go.
51.
Yeah.
51 fear and greed index. Mm, it's
Tether
gone
is
down
number
quite a bit. It
three.
was at,
That's
I think our
crazy.
last live, it was at 56.
Yeah, it
So
was.
we're really going down a bit here. But I just found it really interesting that, Tether's hit the number three spot. And B&B has B&B ever been number four in the past year or two?
I don't know.
Like
But
that
I mean, that thing's rebound. That's back up to like
that thing is killing
almost
it. We should
$600. Wow,
we,
that's
we should take a look at that on the charts. And then obviously Solana's always been up there. But look at this. I mean, you have, as far as market cap goes, you got $110 billion in Tether, and then you have $33 billion in USD. So right now there's literally basically $150 billion just sitting around in stable coins.
yeah,
And that's just for those coins. I mean, that's not including the other, you know, that's an interesting thought. I wonder if there is a category for
for
stable
stable
coins.
coins.
Do you think there is?
I don't know. I can't read that fast. Just like my eyes are bugging out. You're scrolling.
Well, I can see. Let's see. Hold on. Stable coins.
Fiat
Fiat
stable
stable
coins.
coins. Check it out.
No
Check
data.
it out.
There's no data. Go back
How is there no data for that?
because I don't know. I don't think it was the right one.
Well, can I just search it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Or am I not looking at it in the right spot?
I don't know. While you're doing that, I'm gonna see what I can find too.
Well, anyways, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is like you probably have in stable coins, you must have at least $200 billion or so.
Oh, I got one here. CoinGecko has a category for stable coins.
Perfect. Let's take a look at that.
All
Because
right.
I want to know how much money is actually in stable coins. And there's a reason for us to talk about this because of the total market cap. You got
All right. So the total market cap for stable coins is 160 billion, almost
okay.
161 billion,
So it is roughly only from Tether and USDC.
with 51 billion in trading volume.
Yeah.
So here's the categories. Here they are. We got Tether, USDC, and then we have DAI, which that's for Maker, right? I think that's
Yeah.
big on DeFi.
Yeah, that's the DeFi stable.
I've never heard of First Digital, but they
But
got
there's
a
$5 billion in that? That's
yeah,
crazy.
there's almost
Wow.
4 billion in this one. First Digital, what Athena, USDE. That's two. I haven't even heard of most of these, but look
The
at the
fact that
market
people
cap,
even have money in these things is insane to me. Because
right?
these are all on sketchy exchanges, I'm sure.
I mean, Tether Gold. It must be based on the gold price.
So, okay, so $150 billion in stablecoin. Let's talk about that for a second.
All right,
All right.
160 billion.
Sorry, $160 billion. Oh, 161.
Okay, that's what we'll go. All right, talk
161
about
billion.
that.
Okay, let's talk about that. What would that be invested in?
if it wasn't in
primarily.
a stable coin.
Primarily, what would that be invested in? It'd probably be invested in the top 100 coins, probably the top 50 coins.
But how much of this, oh, I'm just going through checking out stuff. How much of this is being staked? There's got to be a portion of this is locked up on exchanges being lended or borrowed or being staked. I mean, even on Coinbase.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's recent
Coinbase, you're getting
staking.
like 4 or 5% on USDC.
Yeah, but I don't think that's recent staking. I think that's been staking that's been happening over the past couple years. So these guys can pull out of that if they want to at this
At,
point. Because I,
at any time, yeah. Like I stake, so I have each week I have automatically an X amount of money sent to Coinbase,
right,
right? And it automatically goes into USDC. And that's automatically being staked when I'm getting like 4 or 5%.
right.
So I bet you there's a lot of this, especially if you got someone might have, 10, 20 million that they're staking on Ethereum. But you get a lot of I would just like to know how much of this, $111 billion is actually locked up and being staked. 10%? Is there 10 billion of Tether out there being staked? What's that number? So I might have to
It's a
do
good
some research
question.
and see if I can find that.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to find out.
You
But
know,
I guess the point that I'm trying to get at here is that I feel like you're probably going to have the majority of that 1.5 billion or 150, 160 billion dollars. Because here's the thing, people are always going to be investing in Tether, but I'm just talking about money that's already on the exchanges, that's in these stable coins, that's going to eventually probably be invested in the top 50, more than likely out of anything
right. I see
else.
what you're saying.
And I think that that is going to dramatically, I mean, so if you do the top 50, let's just say this, let's just do some simple math and say that, you do the top 50, we'll do 150 billion. Geez, I'm curling my calculator is.
It's 3 billion into each one.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, 150
Yeah,
billion
it's
divided by
$3 billion into
50.
each coin. So let's just say that. Let's just say that conservatively, it's fair to say that you could probably have a 3 billion just because of what's in that. You probably are going to have at least a $1 to $3 billion increase on the top 50 coins.
So here are the top 50.
So what does that do for the top? Let's just go to the top 50. What's the 50th one?
This one,
The
bit and
50th
sword,
one only has a market cap of 2 billion.
2.5 billion only.
Yeah, I say only. But you
It's down
increase
17% on the 7 day.
right, but you could actually so that I guess my point is I think it's fair to say that more than likely the vast majority or 80 I'd say probably 70 to 80% of the top 50 are going to at least 1 to 2x for sure.
Yeah. I
Unless something dramatic happens to the products or to the projects like FTX, or something stupid like that.
right.
But
So
but ideally it's like they're in the top 50 for a reason, and it's not just because it's random, it's because they have projects that they're working on that people believe in. So that's why people are investing in it. But I just think naturally people are going to invest their money that's in Tether. If you're investing in Tether, you're a conservative person. That's just what it is. If you're investing in
well,
USDC, you're a conservative person. Therefore, the next conservative move would be to put in your money into the top 10 or the top 20 or 30 or 40, 50. It's not
right.
putting it into the top 300.
Oh,
So that's
I
just
agree with that, definitely. Yep. So um even in this downtrend we're in, or correction, more of a correction, but I think we're definitely starting to go a little more sideways, but we'll look at the charts in a little bit.
yeah.
Um, in the last 7 days, a cash network, whatever that is, it's up 33%. There's still positive, there's still movement in crypto, render, which is up 22%. Some of these coins, I don't know what Chile is, but or Ton coin are weird weave. Caspa. I don't. Some of these coins I'm not sure. I don't. I'm not up to speed on. Thorchain, Graph. The Graph, that's an AI based one. Even Tron's up to almost 3%. Tron still. Tron is just sticking around.
Oh, Tron's here for good.
It
Tron,
is.
yeah, yeah. There is no more talk about Tron being negative. If you're still talking about Tron being negative, you're living in a very old age, and you got to stop it and move on.
Yep,
There's new things to talk about.
there is. So I'm going to step away real quick. I'm going to go refresh my coffee
I'm
and
gonna
I
step
will be
away and go
back.
refresh my no.
Everybody just stay there. Here. Here.
Everybody's
Here.
staying.
I,
Yeah,
I could put up a chart and we could both walk away and you just kind of look at the chart.
have some music.
Right.
Yeah.
Some elevator music. All right. I'll be
Do
right
do
back.
do do do. Yeah. So, anyways, I guess my whole point is that you got a crazy amount of money that's being invested into stable coins right now. It's literally to the point where one of our stable coins is like number three, and the other one is number six. And that's the vast majority of the stablecoin money that's out there right now. Because between those two, well, it's not the vast. Well, it is. I mean, it's actually a very good amount. I mean, you're looking at basically $50 billion in stable coins just between those two. But there's 150 billion out there. And with that all being said, where's it all going to go? What are we going to invest $150 billion in when it comes to cryptos that are actually on the channel? And I really think that, you know, it's not necessarily going to be, well, it's going to be Bitcoin because they're conservative. People that are investing in these stable coins, I believe they're conservative. So they're probably going to invest in Bitcoin primarily. Now, here's the crazy thing that I want to think about for a second, because you have a total market cap of, oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, I was wrong about the 50 billion. I was looking at the volume. You have 110 plus the 33. Yeah. So the primary amount, pretty much almost all the money is in just those two stables, anyways. But imagine putting, you know, let's say 50% of the stable coins goes into Bitcoin. So now you have an additional, 60, 70 billion dollars going into Bitcoin. Now, Brian, you're back. What do you think the increase in price on Bitcoin would be if we added an additional, well, geez,
Oh,
let's
there
say
was there
70,
was some
70
type of
billion
formula
dollars.
out there that did that too. It's not going to just so if we increased, just say we increased 60 billion went into Bitcoin. To me, that's like 5% of,
Of the market cap?
yeah, 5% of its total market cap.
Right.
But there's some formula that does that mean the price increases by 5%? So does that
I
mean
don't think
instead of,
so. I
I
think
think
it
it's more than that.
actually, yeah, it jumps up more than that.
Yeah.
I
So
actually think it gives you an like if it happened all of a sudden all at once, it actually probably kind of pushes the price more than it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's interesting
yeah,
to think
I
about. But
yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. And that's where it's
You
going to
know what?
start.
I think we're always going to see tether between like a 60, 70 billion dollar market cap and more. People are always going to be parking money in
But are we
tether.
going to see Tether in a number 3 spot for that long? You know what? Let's do
I
this,
think
Brian.
tether's
Let's do
always
this.
going to be
Look
in the
up
top
Tether. I
10.
want to see Tether on the charts. Is that it? Is that even a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Let's take a look
Here,
at Tether on the charts. I'm going to get some more coffee really quick.
tether on the charts.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever looked at it before, but I want to check it out. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, there's a USDT dominance. Huh, here we go. UST tether. There's not much to look at, folks, here. I'm going to just get this set up and I'll share my chart. Oh, kind of interesting looking. Here we go. Let me get my screen shared. So here we are. Here is a chart of tether. So we can see back here, beginning of January, mind you, it shows a big spike here, but it went up to $1, 1.0085. So it almost went up a penny above a US dollar. And that's a huge spike. So, but now we look down here and it's been hovering right below a dollar, but it's such a small value. I mean, the chart makes it look huge, but look at these. So this must have been some liquidation or something. It goes all the way down to like down over a penny. But as you can see, these are big spikes, but it pretty much hanging right here is volume point of control is $1. So it's just bouncing up and down above it. But the chart makes it look like the swings are much larger than they are. So like if we went from see, that's only up like 0.3%. So it's doing what it's supposed to do, staying at a dollar. So we could look at all the data. All right. So this goes back to May of 2021. So you can see it was kind of volatile back there. So these are monthly candle wicks. So in the month of May 2021, it went up all the way to $1.02. And you hear it closed, about a penny and a half below a dollar.
So it looks
But for the
good.
it's most part, it's staying right around a dollar. So
So there is no way to look at it from a market cap perspective. You
I
have to
mean,
look
this
at
is the chart, right?
yeah.
But you
So
see
what's
these big swings right here.
yeah. So what day was that?
So that was January 1st,
Interesting.
right? There was a wick that went all the way up. So to me, January 1st of this year, I mean, it was worth 3 cents more than 3.5 cents more than a dollar. It wicked up there. These are weekly wicks, sometime during that week. But for the most part, it stays right around a dollar. I mean, but you look at that, even this huge wick, if we go from a dollar, again, it's only that was a 3.5% move, but most of these are like 0.3, 0.2. So it's stable. It's staying where it's supposed to stay.
Yeah, it's just interesting
But
because
there's another chart I saw here, which I didn't even know there was until I looked at it. This is market cap dominance of Tether. So I don't even know what this is all about, but
yeah, no, that's it right there. That's what I want. That's the dominance against the market.
right.
So Tether right now is making a move
So this to me right here,
to get
this
above
this looks like a bear flag
for Tether.
for Tether,
That's
right?
good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that right there is good.
This is based on dominance, right? The bear flag is just the inverse of a bull flag. It's just an upside down flag
Right.
for the most part, right?
And that right there is good news for the altcoins.
And you can see the everything's below the 200. It's 200-day moving average. Everything's below the moving averages. So yeah, so that's
Look at
what.
its dominance in 2023. It's so crazy. Yeah, that was the cheese 2022. Is that what that was?
Yeah. So so this is the peak of the bull market.
Yeah.
Very low dominance, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's out of crypto. And then now we have the turn in the trend. Now the peak of the bull market's gone. We're going into the bear market, and you can see people are selling out of their crypto into Tether. You can see this
Okay,
huge
so
increase.
this is the question right here.
This was over the bear market.
Okay, so give me a percentage in well, is it okay? How much is that? How much actually was invested in that? $6 billion? Is that all it is?
What do you mean?
What is that number?
This is just a percent,
Oh, there
right?
we go. Okay, no, I see it now. Yep. No, so 250. So there's almost a 3x. It was a 3x
Right. On its dominance,
on its dominance.
not its price. Its price stayed stable. What happened was there was an influx of people trading out of their cryptos into Tether, the bear
Insane.
market, right? Everybody's getting out of the, oh my God, the sky's falling. Sell, sell, sell. Some people just sold into Tether. So Tether's dominance grew as the market cap in general went down,
Yep.
right?
So that's the 3x in dominance. So
And you can see
let's
it. It
assume,
was consistent from the peak of the bull market pretty much all the way to the end of December
but we still have another.
of 2022.
So here's my question. Do you think that we're really not that far off from our, you know, volume point of control, which is usually where we hit,
Right. So
because
I
everything's
think
hitting
that's
at the
what's going to
volume point of
happen.
control.
So this is going down. This is going to get pushed down. Bear
So
flag,
there,
right?
so
Probably
it's
going
not
to
a
break
whole lot
out
of
this way and
actual
it's going to
money
keep
though.
going down. That doesn't mean Tether's price is going down. That just means its dominance is lessening. More people are into crypto than Tether,
Yeah, that is true.
right?
So we're already at that point, which means that really, if we want this thing to take off in the multi-trillion dollar market that we've been wanting and talking about, it's
Tether's going to Tether is going to be down around. It's going to be here. Point
it,
of volume control. I might even bounce below.
right, but it's new money that's going to really push this thing anyways,
Yeah,
obviously, because Tether's not much more than a tenth of a billion or a tenth of a trillion anyways. It's
right.
what it is. So that's just
So
interesting.
anyway, that was interesting.
Yeah.
So
Never looked at that chart before.
since I have the chart up, I'm going to just go to the look at Bitcoin real quick, and then you can see. Let me go to the daily. So now I drew this out a little while ago, like this bear flag, waiting to see what was happening. Not bear flag, bull flag, waiting to see what was happening. And you can see it's definitely went down. And here's the bottom line, which would be my support line. It tested it there, tested it there. It actually broke below it there, but bounced back up. So I don't know if I extend these lines because it's still playing out. How big of a flag is this going to be? I don't know. Or is it, or now, or is this is where they could be saying, well, we're kind of in a consolidating channel, which that's what the early articles were saying, that we're consolidating right now. So this has been going on since, how many days has this been going on, right? All right, what am I doing?
I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, it would make sense to
So
me
this
that
has
it's,
been going on for 2 months now,
yeah.
so
I mean, it has to be made stronger at certain levels like that. So
and what's it going to do? I think it's going to still bounce here.
60,000 is a good spot for BTC, I think, as far as a consolidation
Right.
phase.
I mean, I think it can still go down to, we could still see 57,000,
We could, yeah, but I
or
think people
you could
like that
even have a
number.
wick, down to 53, 54,000.
No, I know, but like think about it from like the human mind perspective. You look at BTC at 60,000 and everybody psychologically is thinking that's the bottom. That's what
Yeah,
I think. I don't think 50,000. If I think anything below 60,000, I think oversold. That's gravy, you know,
right.
in the
But who
phase that we're
knows?
in right
Something
now.
happens internationally, worldwide.
Yeah, that's always
I wouldn't
possible.
be
Yeah.
surprised, something major happened. We see this wick down to 52,000,
Right, but like
53,000.
I feel at peace in my mind just as a human. I'm thinking about this from the mind and human perspective. Is like 60,000, that's a bottom. That feels like a consolidation bottom. It doesn't
A
like
lot of
if you're
volume
going if you're
here.
going below 50, if you go to 50,000, I swear, I like that's so random. I mean, like think about
But
where on the
it's not
charts
really. If I'm looking for me, looking at the chart, right?
is there even a spot for support on 50,000?
Yes, there is right here, 52,000. There's some volume going on here. That's where the 200-day moving average is at 53,000. So, yes, it's possible that this could go down here. There's probably like a 20-30% chance that this could go down and hit 52, 53,000. It would be a wick. What happens if we get back down here? It comes back down,
That's a crazy wick.
right? Comes back down, and now it's sitting around 57,000, 58,000, just on the support of this channel. And then it wicks down, just say it wicks down from here to its moving average, right? That's another 7% move, 7.5% move
How
to the
long
200
how long was that though? That 50,000 area,
right here.
that support area.
So to me, this is major support. We come back down into here. This area right here is like no man's zone. So if it
Well,
breaks
yeah.
this support, it's going to the 200-day moving average. Like it tried to here, but it held,
Yeah.
but if it breaks it, it's gonna touch the 200-day moving average.
Yeah,
So
53. I agree with you
53,000
on
is
the
in
whole
play.
wick. Yeah,
Definitely.
but that's only because the 200-day moving average is lined up with 52,000. Like I
Right.
don't
And there's some volume there as well, like
right.
at 52,000. But we gotta, who knows? We gotta see what happens here. I mean, if we look at the all. So if we zoom out, this is the monthly charts, it's ramping up, right? But now if we go to the weekly, so the trend is definitely up on the monthly chart still. In the weekly, everything is still looking, to me, the weekly chart looks nice. Here's the bull flag, right? We've tested this bottom support along with the 20-day moving average, the 50 and the 200, everything's lined up. So this, to me, it's bending a little bit. So is it going to bend down a little more and then curl back up? It looks like the 200-day moving average is starting to bend up, and you can see there's much more distance between
You know,
because more data.
what's
So
interesting if you look at the because this is are you looking at the month? That's the weekly,
this
right?
is the weekly.
Yeah. It's really interesting if you looked at it from the
So that's the
monthly.
weekly. Here's the monthly.
There we go. That's what I want to see.
The monthlies,
That's a really interesting looking chart.
right?
Huh.
So it came up here,
Oh my gosh. Could it
right?
be? Could it be that that's just the first wave right there?
This is just the first wave. And now we're
Yeah.
going to correct, and now we're going to go up to here.
Holy crap. You're telling me that we could potentially have three more of those?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
So say it goes,
No, I'm serious. That is highly well, now you're getting way into 2025 doing it that way.
all right. So
But let's be realistic about these waves. Like where could that seriously if you're looking at this from an Elliott wave perspective, where are the extra three?
I don't use Elliott wave. So
Yeah, but if you were to double down on that, you're definitely into 2025 for sure.
yeah, let me play around with that. I'm gonna
Because that's an interesting, I don't know, just looking at it from a monthly perspective, that I thought we'd already been on our second wave at this point, but that's not what I'm seeing right there. It
so
looks like
anyway,
a
I'm gonna
potentially
see
a
if I can
second
get
wave
it up.
for the weekly. The weekly looks different than the monthly, that's for sure. Much different.
Yes, it does. And the daily even looks more. So I'm just playing around, see if I can get Elliott Wave up. So I didn't want to do that and just
Yeah. No, I just think that's really fascinating. So,
yeah, I'm not going to play around with that right now. Yeah, so for me, everybody, folks, I just keep my charts basic. I just use like three or four indicators. I just like to keep it simple. I might look at the RSI or I might look at the MACD just for confirmation. But for the most part, I just use 20, 50, 200-day moving averages, volume put in control, um, and then and just a couple volume indicators. So that's what I do. I just keep it simple. But again, this is just me, my personal take on things and how I like to do things. So anyway,
so
what do
looking at where is it? One of our we got Ocean. I don't know, what do you want to look at? I mean, we didn't have a lot of hits on our most recent update with Maple, so I'm curious if people are just not interested in Maple anymore. Are
right?
you guys?
So I don't know. Let me look at WCFG.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's one we
Yeah,
haven't
all
looked
right.
up in a while.
I'll get the charts back up and I'll just start going through.
So CFG right now, it's, it's down quite a bit.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm going to take over.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just go. I'm just going to go. Oops. I hate when my finger hits the mouse pad. And next thing I know, I lose everything. All right. CFG.
Dude, it's down so much right now. Oh my
It
word.
is. But
That's
look at it. We had this straight up move. That was a huge move. This was probably back in March. All right, that did 100% move in like a week. That was nice. But
is
and
that a
that
Head and Shoulders moving on going on there?
what over here, this shoulder and then the head and
Yeah.
um we'll have to wait and see what happens. Right now, it's testing the 200-day moving average as support. Uh and hopefully that holds, but who knows? I mean, everything is just like everything is just in a flux, it's still the trend right now on everything is down. I mean, if you're building bags and trying to build a position, I'm building a position on this one. I think I did a video on it, Arrow USD, right? And this thing is it's a newer coin. So you can see it had a big rise and now it's back, it's going down. And here it looked like a bull flag is forming. But I've been buying this, you know, um, I bought some like right around in this area, and then I've been buying this all the way down, just a little bit at a time. Like right now, I have a couple more orders for this, one at like 98 cents, which hasn't hit yet. And I have another one down at 88 cents. And then if it keeps going, I mean, this has the look that it could go all the way back down to like 71 cents. But if it does, I'm building a position right now. So I believe that this coin, Arrow, could really take off. So definitely 10x or more um, on this coin. I'm just pulling it up here on CoinGecko. Right now, it's a $450 million market cap. It's ranked 165. I really see this as a 10 to 20x coin. I think this is going to be a $4 to $10 billion coin when everything's said and done. So, but we'll see. It's a risky coin. It's working in conjunction with Base and providing liquidity. So it's going to be big in DeFi. So we'll see what happens with this one. But you can see the chart's not. This is not set up for trading. Um,
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm building a position. So I'm just dollar cost averaging down.
right.
And
But
it might
it's
turn
just
around here. It could go down lower. It could go down here. Who knows? But a
basically
lot of the
everybody's
charts are like that.
well, that's the thing. Basically, people have been given like another chance to invest at a very serious discount on most of these cryptocurrencies.
Right. I mean, this is like again, it's a spring sale.
It
So it's a
is.
matter of what you want to buy. There's so many different good coins out there. There are. I'm looking, this is Ethereum. Look at Ethereum. Went down like this.
Ethereum's been following the same Bitcoin pattern.
They all have. I think Ethereum, I mean, look at this
I
chart.
don't know, like CFG, that was interesting. That's different. That
Ethereum's
looks
going to go down below 2,800, the way this chart looks.
yeah.
You know, it's making new lower lows. Here's a lower low here, same. So yeah, I think we probably still have the rest of this month for things to play out anyway,
Honestly, I the way that things are looking right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the month of May sucks.
right?
And
Probably.
you know what is interesting is that I actually have recollection of the month of May never being a fun month for crypto anyways. I don't recall it ever being a fun month. Like, and you know how I know that is because it's fortunately I'm having fun on my anniversary, and I always find myself putting my phone away because I'm always like pissed off by crypto.
So, okay, so here's one that's a little different. This is Binance Coin, BNB. So this went up.
This thing is cranking right
This,
now.
so this is one of the better looking ones right here,
Yeah, it's been cranking.
right? So it cranked up, but it did not fall as much as the other ones.
Number
It's
four.
roughly going in this sideways channel, right? It went all the way up to 630, but from there, it had like call it an 18% drop, but now it's just in this channel, bouncing between there. And it's actually, for the last 2 months, it's going sideways, much less volatility. And the 200-day, it's riding the 20-day moving average for the most part. It did touch on the 50-day moving average, but this thing looks solid. I almost wish I
Oh,
would
it's
have.
very solid. And it's not yet hit its all-time high, but because its all-time high is $690.
Yeah, so I hit BNB really good the last bull market because
Well, we're not even connected to BNB anymore at this point as
no,
Americans.
I don't have any of it.
Well, I don't even know what exchanges it's on. I think the only thing that you could really find it on is KuCoin, but not even that's working. So you have like I don't even know
Binance. You
how
can
you
buy
get
it
it.
on Binance.us, I'm sure. Here, we'll just look at
Well, of course you can buy it on Binance but .us, but didn't we feel like there was a reason why we weren't able to go on that anymore? I can't remember what it
oh,
was.
we can. It was just
We were getting all skittish about it.
yeah. So markets. Let's see where it's yeah, so it's on Binance, of course. Um that's all it lists. Oh, hold
All the
on.
news that comes out with CZ, the CEO of Binance, it's so crazy. That guy gets just as much news as people like Elon Musk.
He's in jail. I think he was going to jail.
Yeah.
So it's Yeah, I don't even see it on Binance.us. Yeah, so it's who knows? It's not you used to be able to get it anywhere. Well, I used to use Binance.us a lot, but anyway, yeah, this so I had fun with it because I bought it down in here. Like I was buying it in like this area. And then yeah, I had a good run with Binance, but now it's this is the bull market of 2021. And then it just went down as low as, $200. But again, it's up freaking just like all the other coins. We'll just go from October 23, we had this big move, to, the beginning of this year. That's 200% gain, in 140 days. But it's staying strong. So Binance coin looks pretty good. What other ones you want to look at?
Well, hold on, check this out. So for those of you who didn't know, like Brian was saying, Binance founder has been sentenced to 4 months in prison after plea deal. Good old CZ.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that all of these people. Wait, hold on a second. What was this? The sentencing guidelines called for a prison term of 12 to 18 months. So they came to a plea deal of 4 months. So he's going to be in and out. The question is he going to have any connection to,
He paid 50 million in fines,
yeah, Binance, 4.3 billion in fines.
but they absorbed it. You know,
Yeah.
Binance is still the biggest exchange, I think, internationally.
So what's going on with like all of these CEOs of crypto companies going to prison? You know,
I
people that
guess
are
it was the
involved in
wild, wild
exchanges and
west. They were just, I think part of it, they got into situations where without regulations in place, kind of went down shady roads, kind of
yeah,
was,
but like is Shady Road is questionably relative, you know?
um,
Because like okay, and let me just put it this way. I'm gonna just put it straight when I say relative is if I create something that is not with United States money or my government money, whatever you want to call it, but I create something with my personal property that has nothing to do with the United States. It has everything to do with just crypto. Okay? I create it, whatever. And I never ever use the United States dollars. I just use the value of just common democracy that we put into cryptocurrency that causes the price to be what it is. Like why would I ever have to go to prison for something like that if I don't pay taxes on that crypto? Because that ultimately is one of the larger reasons why people are going to prison or getting serious fines is because they're not paying taxes on their long-term and short-term capital gains
well,
with crypto.
isn't that like the RICO Act or racketeering or whatever? Well, you know what? We can't get you for doing the illegal act itself, but we can get you for not paying taxes on your money.
Right, but that's the all well, okay, but I'm not
So,
talking
but
about
I don't
doing
think
illegal
Binance was
activity. I'm not
about
talking about
taxes,
that.
though.
I'm talking about simply just not paying tax. First of all, I do pay taxes. You pay taxes on our crypto. Like we do that because we don't want to get in trouble for it. But I just think it's so weird that we have to be taxed on stuff like that. And I think it's so weird
Well,
that people,
that's the world we're in. We're taxed on everything. You're
right, but
taxed on
it's
your home,
well, I understand that
right?
because but and that makes sense though.
So you have lumber on your property and
It
you want
makes
to go ahead
sense
and
to
sell the
me.
wood. You get taxed on that.
Well, I know. And to me, it makes sense that we're taxed on our land and we're taxed on, stuff like that. Where it
Our
doesn't make,
income.
yes, that makes sense because what you're doing is you're basically helping society contribute to everything. I mean, geez, the roads out there that we have to drive on, keeping them safer, whatever.
I'm not following where you're going now.
Where I'm going is like we created crypto as a non fiat currency. It's a non-government currency. We should not be taxed on that
Why not? You know,
because we're not
we're not taxed on the crypto. We're taxed on the money we're making off the crypto.
wrong. You
It's
hold
not
your
wrong.
You hold your
I,
crypto on the exchange and don't pull it off into your bank account into USD, you're taxed on that.
no, I'm not.
Yes,
I don't pay taxes on my holdings.
everyone has to.
No, I only pay taxes on when I sell and make a profit.
If you have a Bitcoin that's worth $10,000 and it 10x's to $100,000 and
As
you've
long as
never
I
pulled,
don't sell it and it's sitting there, I don't pay taxes on that.
it's called
That,
long-term capital gains.
but I don't pay it.
I know.
As long as
But
I don't sell the Bitcoin, I don't pay any taxes,
yeah,
right?
but what's stupid is that they want you to pay taxes on that.
No, see, I disagree. I don't think
I
anybody's
disagree
telling us.
too. That's why I'm so pissed off by it.
I didn't.
I
I'm
completely
paying
disagree.
taxes on the gains I make,
When I
right?
file when you okay, I'm just going off of
Um,
what my CPA told me. All right. I'm just going off of what my CPA told me. He's the professional tax guy, not me. But my point is that when I submitted the chart, when you download that chart, it actually shows you money that you haven't pulled off that you're being taxed on, which is absolutely
well, yeah, if
bogus.
you made a transaction,
Yes, in crypto, from crypto to effing crypto.
but you
That
sold
is
one
a
crypto, so there's either a gain or a loss in that transaction.
but
So
there
you're
isn't
paying,
but it's not in
or
USD though. It's
it
from
doesn't
crypto to
matter.
crypto.
That
From
doesn't
crypto to
matter.
crypto.
It's based on USD because we're United States citizens, but it's the difference. So if you never traded one crypto for another, there was never that transaction, you're not paying taxes on your Bitcoin that's just sitting there. You only start paying taxes when you make a transaction.
See, I agree with that. That's how it's supposed to be, but I don't think
That's how it
I don't
is.
think that that's how
But
they
your
got it.
transaction went from Bitcoin to Tron, right? So what
Uh,
was the price of Bitcoin when you bought it? And what is the, I guess, correlated price of Bitcoin when you made that trade?
right,
So if your Bitcoin was $10,000 and then you made a trade when it's worth $20,000,
right.
well, there was gain there. You're paying taxes on the gain. You're not paying taxes on all your Bitcoin.
See, I can almost guarantee you that this, like,
If you
if
paid taxes on your total holdings, Cody, your accountant made a mistake.
so, if
You're
you were
not
to take,
paying, you're
if
paying
you were to
taxes
hold your
on the
crypto,
transactions
if you're just to hold your crypto and not buy
and never
anymore or
did
sell
anything with
anymore
it, you're never
for
going
an
to pay
entire
taxes.
year, I guarantee you that you're wrong.
No, you
Guarantee you
didn't
that you're
have a
wrong.
transaction. That's like me holding a stock,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And
And
you
I
get
didn't
taxed on
sell
that shit
anything.
too.
I have stocks and I didn't sell any stocks,
You get
right?
taxed on the long-term holdings.
But I'm not getting taxed because I
It's a
haven't made the
capital gains long-term
transactions. I'm
holding.
not. I haven't realized my capital gains yet because I haven't sold it.
See,
You have to have the transaction,
I know. I
right?
agree.
I
I
don't
agree that's how
so
it's supposed
like
to
I send money to a
constitutionally be, but
financial advisor all the time, right? Every month some money goes to him, right?
right.
And my portfolio is growing, but I don't pay taxes on that portfolio every year. I haven't touched it. You only pay taxes on the transactions. Like you buy a house, it's the same thing. You have a house, right? And you
Right.
have equity in your house. They're not
Right.
taxing you each year as the equity goes up because
No,
that's capital gains.
because that's wrong.
So it's the same thing with crypto. We're not paying taxes on our holdings. We're only paying taxes on the transactions that we make. Whether it's the transaction going from crypto to USD or crypto to crypto, we're only paying taxes on the gains or losses of that
Well,
transaction.
whether that's true or not, the point is that I don't think you should be taxed on crypto to crypto because that doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. It
So you're
makes
thinking
the
it
only
should be
reason
like
why it
when
makes
you're buying
sense.
a house and you sell the house and you just roll it into another house. There's you get
Yeah,
a tax break
it's
on
called a
that.
1031 exchange.
So that's where we need regulations.
But my point is it's that's my point though. It's a 1031 exchange. So you
but
don't
you're
get
only
it. All
paying
I'm saying is that you don't get taxed until you bring it into a government fiat currency. That's when you should get taxed. Because that's part of that.
so
That's
but
just that's the
then
way it should be.
that's why we need regulation because that would open up the doors of everybody just keep doing that to
Y-
avoid paying taxes. They would
Right.
keep they
That's
take
exactly
their
what people
gains and
do.
move it into another crypto.
Welcome to 1031 exchanges in real estate. That's
But you
how it
don't, but
works.
can you do it all the time or is it just for your
Yes. The only
it's your
contingency is that
primary
you have to
residence though. You can't do
the
that on rentals or can you? That I don't know.
Yes, you can't.
So if I sell a rental property, can I take all that money, the profits, and put it into another rental property and avoid paying taxes on the profits of the first property?
That's a primary residence.
Not a primary residence.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. And it has the only contingency to the 1031 exchanges is that it has to be greater than what you have or the same or greater than. It can't
As
go
a rental
down.
property.
Correct.
Okay.
No, not necessarily as a rental property.
It can be any property.
Well, with
See, now you get there's regulations, right? It depends.
well, the 1031 exchange is a regulation in and of itself. For
So
tax for it's not tax deferral.
hypothetically, you bought a 2 unit apartment building,
Yeah.
right? You bought it for $100,000,
Yep.
right? 5 years later, you sell that 2 unit for 200,000, so you have $100,000 profit.
Right.
Now,
Right.
can you defer taxes on that 100 grand if you roll it into another rental property?
Yes.
Okay. So that's
Well,
what
it's
you want in crypto.
I think that it makes sense to do that with crypto when it comes to crypto to crypto. I don't think it makes sense to do that when it doesn't make sense to do that when it goes crypto to fiat currency because now
But now what happens if all these people are going from crypto
it's
to
all on record. There's a paper trail
USDT
for all of it.
Tether crypto, stablecoin?
Who cares?
So that's not going to happen. In my mind, that's not going to happen. The government wants their taxes. So any transaction,
But it's not their taxes.
right? But it is. They look at it
It's
as their
not.
money, and if you avoid paying it, they're going to come after you.
It's not their taxes.
I'm not going to argue that point with you. Whether it's their taxes or not, it's not. It's our money, and they're stealing from
Some
us
of
in
these
a sense.
cryptos are created by other countries
But
or other like it wasn't even created in the United States. And the only reason why we can have access to
but
it, well,
it's turned into a commodity.
like let me ask you this, is having a VPN illegal?
No,
Okay. But people get VPNs so that they can actually trade on exchanges that are
to do
not
illegal activities.
no, well, before you jump the gun on illegal activities,
Not all, but I
holding
mean,
a digital
most
currency
use a
should not
VPN
be
that
illegal. Holding a
the
digital currency should not be illegal,
it isn't.
but it is in some cases because there are some cryptos that you can only hold on exchanges that we're not allowed to be on for one simple reason because it doesn't have
Yeah,
the
but you don't
ability
have
to
to
be
go to the
taxed.
exchange if you know how to swap and use Uniswap and
Right,
use your wallets and stuff.
right. But the point is that it's
It's always going to be controlled by the government. They're
yeah,
always going to want to control
anything
it.
that has direct connection to
Money.
money is going to be controlled by the government
Always.
as much as
So
possible.
I'm not going to
And
fight it. It sucks,
I'm not trying to
but it
fight it.
is
I'm
what
just
it
telling you
is.
that it
I'm
goes
the little
completely
fish
against
here. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to,
right.
you know?
But
That's
my
why I'm trying to hold most of my crypto. I have a few that I'm trying to trade, but I'm going to get hit with short-term capital gains, much more money. That's why I'm trying to hold a lot of my stuff for at least a year. Then it goes short-term on long-term gains,
right,
a lot less tax money.
right.
So, but the government is looking at it as, exchange for exchange. So I would like it if they did that where like my rental property example, where I can go ahead and roll my profits into another cryptocurrency and defer paying taxes on that money, on that
Okay, now the
gain,
key word there is defer,
because they're still going to get their
not
money,
evade,
huh?
defer. The keyword's
Defer.
defer.
Well,
So in other words,
that's what people in
someday
real
when you
estate
take
do
the
then.
money out, you're going to be taxed on every single one of those moves at that point. So you're still taxed, but you're not taxed every effing year. Because like that's my whole point. The thing is like you shouldn't be forced to be taxed to go from crypto to crypto
But
because
right now they are, because there's no regulations. It's like the wild, wild west. That's why people are pushing for regulation. They want it,
I want it too, but I don't.
especially big corporations.
Yes. Yes. Well, it's the only way that you're going to actually have this thing explode is with regulation because people feel more comfortable investing in things that are regulated.
Right. Right now it's still It's just the Wild West. No more wild, wild. We lost one of the wilds.
We did definitely lose one or two of the wilds for sure. But yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at here is just it's okay. Take Craigslist for
Just, I
example.
hate paying taxes.
This is well, no, I don't hate paying taxes. I think it's fine because I'm not. Listen, this is about as democratic as you're going to hear me talk, okay? Because I'm definitely not a Democrat. But I will say this: I do think that taxes are necessary simply because we are a fallible society, and it's impossible for us to be actually giving back to our like I want to have nice roads. Everybody wants to have nice roads. No one wants to be driving around in potholes all day, you know?
So
Like
we could
like
get into this.
whatever,
I feel
tomato
like we're
tomato.
going down a rabbit hole of away from crypto.
Well, it's fine. No, it's that's fine if you don't want to talk about it.
No, no, we can. That's fine. Continue.
But I'm just my whole point is that I just think I don't know. I guess I don't know what my point is. I guess my point was basically to figure out, are
That
we
you hate
gonna
paying taxes going from crypto to crypto.
no. I don't. I really don't. Because it actually has been helpful as far as there's a lot of positives to paying taxes, like proof of income, you know?
But you are only paying taxes on the gain.
I'm just talking about allowing the government to take full control over something that's not constitutionally right. I mean,
I guess.
like, okay, look at like, okay, my final example of rabbit trail of taxes, okay? If I buy, say, a bicycle from Walmart and then I go and sell it on Craigslist, I'm being double taxed on this thing.
Well, not necessarily if it's a private sale. You don't claim it. But yeah, I get it. If you bought something and you bought a bicycle and you paid the sales tax on it when you bought it,
Right.
but now when you sell it, if you sell it for less than what you bought it for, you could claim that as a loss.
Yeah, I know.
You don't pay any taxes.
Right.
But now if you sell it for more than what you bought it for, you only pay the taxes on the difference.
Right.
You don't pay taxes. So I buy a bike for $100, right? And I sell it for 80. Well, I have a $20 capital loss.
Right. There
But
is no
now if I
action.
sell it for 120, I only pay taxes on the $20. I don't pay taxes on the whole 120, right? You're only paying taxes on the gain.
Right. It's just interesting because let me just go one little step
Oh,
deeper.
we can keep going. I like this
Okay. All right. Well, no, it's
conversation.
just because I'm just trying to get into like how the government's stupid sometimes. But
Well, yeah, we all
so
know
you got a
that because
table. You got
our taxes are so high. They spend so much money on
at what point
frivolous
is it justified is
bullshit.
what I'm trying to say, Brian. Okay?
Huh?
Because like at what point is it justified with the government? Because think about it like this. I got a table, okay, that was manufactured for $400 and then it was sold for um okay, it was at Bob's discount, okay?
Yeah.
At some point this thing lost its value, okay? But it was sold for $1,000. It was then sold for another $500. And then I bought it for $400 and then I sold it for $500. And what's stupid to me is that it's already been sold for $1,000. The government got their money for that. Somebody took a loss on it, and then I got it, and I got to sell it and I made an extra $100. It's all just like doing this.
Yeah, but that's all that stuff is not getting charged. I mean, it's
No,
private
but
sales
but legally it's supposed to be taxed.
legally. Okay.
I think, right? But I use it for write-offs, because I
So
have all these Airbnbs that I need
I think
write-offs
it's
for.
only, like I say, it's only the gain or the loss that's being taxed or credited. It's not the whole value of the prop piece of property or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean these are all hypothetical examples like that I'm trying to come up with. I buy a lot of furniture for my Airbnbs and I just think it's really fascinating how there's a lot of taxes that are not being paid that are supposed to be paid when people sell stuff. At least I
But
think.
yeah, private sales.
Yeah, yeah. Well, crypto should be private
So that would
sales.
be like everybody's supposed to pay.
Well, and then it's like, okay, if somebody gives
on
me,
their profits from their yard
well,
sales.
how about this? Let's say if I buy and sell with crypto, let's say that I have a bicycle for $100 and I sell it to somebody for $100 in BTC. Is that person, and let's say that person bought that bicycle for $50 in USD, but they took and made a profit of $50 in
All
BTC,
right,
but it
you're
actually,
getting way too complicated.
no, I'm
This
not
is
getting
all private.
complicated. Is this person supposed to pay taxes on a fifty dollar capital gain on that bicycle?
Shit, no.
Right. That's all.
Probably, I don't know. This is like this is to me, it's
But that's all I'm trying to get at is just like I feel like people are just letting it happen, and it's just like the government didn't create Bitcoin. The government created the note
I know, but
called
the
the
government
dollar.
didn't create properties either. They just want their money.
No, but
The
we do live
government
in
is
America.
just
It is American land. Like so I do agree with you on that.
they didn't build your house,
No. No, the
but they
house,
want the
I don't
money
think we should
from
have
it.
house. We shouldn't have house taxes. I think we should have land taxes and only land taxes, not house taxes.
But so
That's a whole nother animal that I get pissed off
it
about
is
thinking
what
about.
it is. And that's why the rich can circumvent a lot of this stuff. There's just the tax code was invented for the rich. That's why a lot of the rich people pay very little taxes. But
Yeah,
they have these vehicles to move their money to avoid taxes.
right. It was well, the tax it was invented to if you want to be play with the system, it's perfect for people that build businesses. People that build businesses or run businesses are going to have a better run with taxes.
Oh yes,
I mean, that
definitely.
makes sense. Taxes make sense to me. I'm not against
I
taxes.
mean, we need taxes. I mean, the help pay for our national security,
Yeah,
roads and infrastructure,
everything. Yeah. I mean, it's
and
huge.
yeah, there should be some social programs, but there's way too many. I mean, there's way too many handouts now. But anyway, it is what it is.
Like, I don't think we
So
should pay taxes on gold and silver.
Cody just really doesn't want to pay taxes. He hates them. So
No,
do
I don't
I.
hate taxes. I don't hate taxes. I just hate it when people are trying to squeeze money out of you like
You're
that
not
that
used to that yet?
oh no, dude, I pay my taxes. I have no problem paying
Oh,
taxes.
I pay my taxes too.
But I just don't think that certain things should be taxed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think that certain things should be taxed.
Anytime that there's money being made
Like I've
and
got a
and,
I've
and
got a
trading
stream.
commodities, whatever, the government's going to want some of their money.
Yeah. I've
Even
got a
when you sell a property, you still have to pay tax stamps, right? In Maine. Is there tax stamps in Maine? I know, like if I sell a property in New Hampshire, there's tax stamps. You got to pay a certain value of the property, and they call it tax stamps.
yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely what it is. And I
Right.
agree with that to the degree of land ownership, but I don't necessarily agree with that for home ownership. Like I don't think if I build an addition on my house should be taxed more because I built an addition on my house. That's stupid.
Right. But that's how they do it. They just always
It's just the land is the land. If I own an acre, I get taxed on an acre. Who gives a F what I put on
right. But
that acre?
they want to tax you on the value of your structures that you put on that land.
Right, but it makes no
And it's
sense.
much more than what the value of the land is.
I guess so. I mean, to me, it's just like,
I mean, I look at my tax bill, my taxes on, so I have it, it's broken down taxes on the land and then taxes on the structure.
right,
I pay so much more money on the taxes of the structure than I do the land.
right. Yeah, the
But
justification of
like
it,
I'm in New Hampshire, we don't have a state income tax.
which is awesome.
We don't have a sales tax
Yeah, it's
either,
amazing.
right? So
That's why living in New
that's
Hampshire is
why
the best place.
property taxes are a little higher than some other states because that's where they're generating most of the revenue to cover, the cost of government
Yeah,
and, maintaining the state. But a big thing too in New Hampshire is there's a lot of national and state, a lot of state parks. So we make a lot of, the state of New Hampshire makes a lot of money in tourism with the state parks and things like that. We get, several million people come into the state each year.
yeah.
So all if you want to buy liquor in the state of New Hampshire, it is run by the state of New Hampshire. There's only state liquor stores.
That's so
So
funny.
they make a lot of money on the liquor then. But it's cheaper than most states.
Right.
Where can you be driving down a 3-lane highway doing 65 miles an hour and go, hey, look, there's a liquor store as as
Yeah. I know
as a
exactly what liquor
rest
store you're
stop.
talking about.
You can
Yeah.
gas up, you can get some
Yeah.
food, and buy
Yeah.
your favorite bottle of booze to have while you're driving
That's an
north to New Hampshire.
is have your favorite bottle of booze while you're driving to northern New Hampshire. That is an interesting
Right?
statement right there.
It's awesome. People from
Live
other
free or
states,
die.
you'll see them out there taking
Yeah.
pictures of this. Look at the liquor store on the highway.
Oh yeah, dude,
And then there's
that's
a
a famous
sign,
liquor
don't
store.
drink and drive.
Yeah. That is a famous liquor
Like
store.
now there's
That thing
talk,
is
everybody
huge.
knows like marijuana's, recreational is legal in like freaking probably 15, 20 states now. New
Oh my
Hampshire's
goodness, yeah.
surrounded. So Maine is legal.
Yeah.
Vermont is legal.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is legal. I think New
Yep.
York just went legal. We're
Did they really
surrounded.
just go legal?
I think so, but
That's
I'm not sure if New
huge.
York did. But Maine, New Hampshire, and Maine, Vermont, and Mass are. So we're surrounded by states that have recreational marijuana. There's talk in New Hampshire about they're going to be going legal, but it sounds like New Hampshire's going to control it just like they did the liquor.
Yeah.
So it's going to be state-run dispensaries for marijuana, just like state-run liquor stores for the booze.
Yeah. I
But
actually
I don't
think
have to
that
pay state income tax and I don't have sales tax. The only tax we have is meal tax and lodging tax, but those I think are
meal
more
tax.
those are federal. Meal
Yeah,
tax
yeah.
is when you go out to eat,
Oh yeah, yeah. You
right?
actually do
And
have that?
yeah, there's meal tax in New Hampshire. I
Okay, I
think
thought
that's
that
more
that
of a
was
federal thing.
so
Same
you
with lodging tax. When you go to a hotel and there's tax, we have that too. But I can go to the store and buy thousands of dollars of merchandise at Bass Pro. I pay
yeah,
zero on sales tax.
that's amazing. So Home
I can
Depot
go
is the
buy a
I should be
boat
shopping in Home Depot, New
or
Hampshire.
I buy a brand new car. I don't pay sales tax on the car. Granted, the registration on the vehicle is more, but
I
that
hold
goes
on a
down each
second.
year as the car ages.
So you're telling me it's like you're telling me that if I was to build a house from New Hampshire, like if I found the nearest Home Depot
In New Hampshire,
in New Hampshire,
bought all that lumber to build the house.
correct.
There's 0 cents you would pay on sales tax for that material.
Dude, that's worth it. That's worth it.
Yeah, there's no sales tax. You could go into Home Depot and spend $100,000 in New Hampshire.
You're saving 10 grand
You're
or
saving or
15.
whatever the sales tax is. You're not paying any sales tax.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And all I got to do is pay 2 hours of driving and gas.
Oh, the buy. Oh, so you're going to buy the materials in New Hampshire and then build it in Maine.
I'm not kidding. Is that
So
legal? Is that
that
legal?
I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't. I don't know.
Wow, this is so interesting. Dude, I got jobs that are on the border of New Hampshire, is what I'm trying to say. It's
So I
like,
would go, I'd buy your materials in New Hampshire. People do it all the time in Vermont, in Mass. Like people in Mass, they drive New Hampshire all the time to buy their cigarettes and alcohol. Much
yeah,
cheaper and no taxes. And a lot of people like live on the border of Mass and New Hampshire. They drive to New Hampshire and do all their shopping
yeah, that makes the most sense. That's
because there's no
crazy.
sales tax. Same
Yeah,
with
that's,
Vermont.
huh.
So I don't know how many people come over from Vermont because I live much closer to the Vermont border than I do the Massachusetts border. There's people coming over from Vermont all the time to do their shopping in New Hampshire
Yeah,
because there's no sales tax.
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Maine can't
So, but if you buy
be
it, say
mad
you
about
buy
it.
a car in New Hampshire, but you register it in Maine. Well, when you go to register your car, you will pay the sales tax on the value of that car
Right, right. But that's because it's never actually had sales tax
attached
before.
to it. Right.
Yeah,
So like there's so I've bought a vehicle in Mass before, but they deliver it to me in New Hampshire.
right.
So I don't pay the sales tax on the vehicle.
Because they delivered it. Yeah, but the
Yes.
delivery fee might as well have been the taxes in and of itself, I'm sure.
There's no delivery fee. They just bring it to you in New Hampshire. And then because the company has probably got offices in New Hampshire, whatever, however they work it, that you can do.
Huh.
Yeah. So I don't
But
know.
if you bought it with Bitcoin, then you shouldn't have to pay taxes. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
So, anyways, that's the whole point that I was trying to make for the past 20 minutes
Well, we
is
went down the tax rabbit hole here.
yeah, we did. Jeez and
Holy
crow.
crap.
Well, I got to be honest, man. I got to go.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh,
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed our tax seminar.
pay your taxes. That's the whole point of this
Sprinkled with a little
conversation.
bit of crypto.
Yeah. Listen to your CPAs, pay your taxes,
Yeah.
do it.
But if your
Do
CPA tells you if you have a $10,000 in Bitcoin and there's only like and you don't do anything
here
with
we
it and
go.
your
Here we
CPA
go.
tells you got to pay taxes on it, I don't think so until you have a transaction.
I say listen to your CPA no matter what.
Yeah.
But
But
Brian could very well be right. Maybe you're right.
anyways,
You could be right.
I could be wrong.
I hope you're right. Let's say that. I hope you're right.
Yes. Because
I
if
really
I'm
do.
not right, oh my God, I owe a lot of back taxes.
Yeah, but you and I both deal with professional tax people, so it's interesting
Yeah.
to see that everybody and we were also paying, we went through a really weird season where CPAs were actually still trying to learn about crypto and like how that works,
And they still
So
are.
and they still are. And
I
things are
mean, it's just
changing.
I'll leave on this note. So I do 90 to 95% of my transactions buying, selling, trading of crypto, well, buying and selling of crypto on Coinbase
Yeah,
because they track it all and they print up a nice form for you to submit for your taxes. It'll show you your gains or losses. It doesn't matter if you go from crypto to crypto or crypto to USD or crypto to USDT. It tracks all your transactions. So at the end of the year, it's easier for me to know what my transactions were, what my losses or gains are, and
yeah,
prints out the 8939 or whatever the crypto, whatever the tax form is they're using now for crypto. I
right.
print it out and I send it to my accountant. Here you go.
Yep. And
So
that's the way to do it. I mean, it really
yeah,
is. Ultimately, that's the way to do it.
yep. So anyway, that's that. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. And remember, if you can't avoid your taxes, pay them.
Oh
I'm just
man.
kidding. This is not financial advice. Oh, by the way,
Everybody's
I am not a CPA. This is not accounting or tax advice either.
yeah. Did you get an extension past August? Or I mean April?
Yeah, I do it every year.
No, I know, but I'm saying like a natural extension that was
What
beyond
what's a natural extension?
a natural extension
Is
is
that one I don't have to file?
yeah, pretty much. No, I'm serious. We had ours go into June 15th. And you know
Automatic?
why? Do you want to know why? It's
Yeah.
because of all the flooding that we had in Maine.
Oh, that's why. So that's in Maine. I didn't
Right. I didn't
if
know
they
if
had
you
that
ended
in New
up
Hampshire, I didn't do it. It's
called a
not
natural
doesn't matter. I
disaster,
don't
natural disaster tax extension
yeah. Okay. So me, I filed an extension, the normal extension where my taxes are now due
in
October
October.
15th, but I have
Right.
to pay a penalty, a little penalty on anything. But on taxes that I haven't paid from April to October, well,
Right.
that time frame, there's interest on the taxes owed. But my accountant gives me a good idea of what I will owe,
Yeah,
and I
before.
pay that by April 15th.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But the actual, official tax filing won't happen till October 15th. So
Well,
anyway,
pay your taxes, everybody, and
yeah.
buy more crypto, but be totally responsible for your financial actions on cryptocurrency
And
purchases.
next week we're going to come up with a list of tax-free countries we can go ahead and run to if you don't
Yeah.
want to pay your taxes.
Yeah. Wow. What a great conversation over
I
the
think
past.
Panama might be one. I think Panama's
Yeah,
a tax-friendly country.
it is. Well, the most tax friendly American soil is Dominican Republic.
Really? Is that a U.S. territory?
No, I'm sorry. No, what am I saying?
Puerto
Not the
Rico?
Dominican Republic. Thank you. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
Yes.
Rico.
Okay.
Most
So,
tax friendly soil that you have to live there for 6 months in order to justify.
all right. Hey, Cody,
Yeah.
let's buy a place in Puerto Rico.
No, I'm serious about that actually. The real estate there is
Let's
fantastic.
buy a place in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I'm down.
All
That would
right.
make sense.
All right.
One of us would have to live there for 6 months.
All right. Well, how about if we just kind of split that? Can we do that?
If we compile everything into one individual's exchange, yes. And allegedly is gifted back to one of the other guys.
Allegedly. I heard the
Yeah.
gift thing is up to 18,000 a year now.
Is it really? It used to be
Yeah.
10.
It used to be. It was 13 or 14 last year. So you can give
So
someone a
it
gift or
keeps on
receive a
going up
gift.
and up and up. And that right there, my friends, is what you call inflation. Because it
It's no
used to be
inflation.
10,000 9 years ago, it was 10,000.
Yeah,
Actually, almost to the date, it was 10,000 9 years ago.
it's 18,000 for 2024.
Almost doubled. That's
Yep.
crazy. Yeah,
All
that
right.
just goes to show how bad our dollar is.
All
Yeah.
right.
All
So
right.
everybody, you heard it. The dollar's bad, but crypto's low. So we're going to get more crypto for our dollar right now. It's a buying opportunity.
It is a buying opportunity.
And I'm going to leave you on that.
Awesome. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification. That would mean the world to us. Brian, nice talking to you, man.
Likewise, Cody.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Yes.